So hi folks, I'll be continuing on our to-do list. So today we'll be moving to Next.js and trying to sort of move the functions, move the React components to Next, and let's start with that. And there would be some refactoring with that as well. So let me pull up the sound bites. So this is our sound bites. I want to check if we have some changes here. So let me make this bigger. So the changes that we have is updates and readme file, and there are some comments in the fetch files which I think should be fine. Updates in bytes, we fetch it using a timer and then updating OAuth tokens to use environment variables, renaming the commands. Okay, so this is basically all our work from yesterday. It is just not committed yet. Okay, so let me do that. Let me add a commit saying update listener commands, and yeah, I think that should be it. So let me push that as well. So if I refresh this, okay. Let me do this so that I can easily move between. Okay, that didn't actually work. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one I want to do. Yep. Okay, so yeah, we renamed bytes to bytes ls and added the byte random command as well. So yeah, before I start, I quickly want to check if everything is working as expected. So let me do node function listener. Yeah, this won't work, so let me source the environment variables and then try. Right here I want to pull up the Twitch chat. So there was some port URL. Yeah, so this one, if I do bytes ls, yeah, and if I do bytes abcd, yep, and if I do bytes random as well, hello, yeah, it's all working nicely, so that's good. The next thing would be to migrate, right? So let me stop this. Let me start a tmux session first of all. So, and actually before I do that, I also want to post on Twitter that I'm streaming, so let's quickly do that as well. So the URL would be twitch.tv/skipnote. So I'll go here, update the existing thread with the correct URL. Where is that? So let me grab that. Let me grab that message from here. So going here, pasting this. This would be part 6. Yeah, this URL, and then let me add that emoji. Should probably have like a text expansion for this, so that it's slightly more quicker than, actually it would be a lot more quicker, but okay, anyways, so yesterday, like, I created one more directory called bytes. So if I go into this, so this is our next application. What it gives us is, like, from what I recall, like, there didn't used to be styles directory, but that's fine. We have a public directory which has a favicon and a image, and we have pages, which is primarily where we want to look at our application, right? And then we have underscore app, which acts like a shell, and then index is basically the home page, right? So first of all, I'll get rid of everything here and just add a h1 saying home, right? So that should be fine. We don't need styles right now, so let me get rid of that. I do want to add head, so let me actually get rid of everything here. Let's keep that div. Let's remove the styles use case. The title would be sound bytes, right? I'll keep the favicon as well. Let it use the next favicon. I'm fine with that for now. And then if I open the app is also fine. Actually, let's keep the global CSS. Let me use that for all the CSS that I would write. So based on that logic, we can get rid of home module, right? We'll get rid of home module and we'll keep the global CSS, which has the bare minimum styles, and these all look fine to me. I'll just move this to the very top, and yeah, I think we should be good. Now we have what we actually have here is a very barebone next application. So let me, in this tmux window, go here to bytes and do a npm run dev. Oh no. So this will start our next server, and if I go on this window and do a localhost 3000, is it? Yep. It's taking a second. Yeah. The weird thing is we are not seeing, or did I not add it the next time? So let's see. Yeah, I didn't add the h1, so let me do that. So we'll say home, right? So if I do this here, we see the home, and then the styles and all of that is also applying. So let me, on the next window here, start npm, do a npm start and start create React app server as well, so that yeah, I can see what was going on there as well. So we had sounds, or let me also can I do something like this? Yeah. So we can have two windows here. So this would be our app.js, right? So first of all, what we had here is our sound byte recorder. So instead of saying home, I'll probably do, okay, I just realized that since these are two separate windows and tmux vim is not copying to the clipboard, this wouldn't work. So how about we don't do it in a tmux session as such? I just open it like this. So this would be sound bytes and then source and app. Yep, this should, I guess, work. If I yank from here, I should be able to paste. Yep. So we won't call it recorder, we'll just call it sound bytes, right? And same as the title. And if I go up here, it's rendering as expected. Can I do no, not that. Okay, now I messed up something. This is, yeah, I don't want Yeah, this is what I want, but I want to let me quickly check the how we can sort of split vertically. That way I can put a window here as well. So I'd want to do vertically. I'll do yeah, something like this, but I don't want a terminal, I want Brave here, right? So, and then I'll do a local host. What's the other URL? It's 3001, so something like this. Yeah, this helps. Now the next thing I want is I want to keep the bare minimum logic in the home, right? So in the home file I want to keep the bare minimum logic. I will create a directory called components here. So I'll move all the components to that directory, whatever we can abstract from it. So let's see like what kind of state is that that we want to keep, or should we just start with the markup? I think we should start with the markup, and state would probably be figured out from there. So let me copy the whole thing. Actually just happened. Yank, come on, yank and paste. So I don't want this container div, so I'll immediately get rid of it. Something is still off. Yeah, it says recording is not defined. Okay, that is understood, because that state isn't here. So looking at it, we have a record button and we have a play pause stop button. So this is something we wanted to move to a different component altogether and pass it as props, right? So but then props would obviously come from our app.js. so this is recording, so let's grab it from here, add it here. We will also need various React methods as well. So not saying that it doesn't have record in it. So I think it's a good time to abstract these out into a new function, right? So I'll probably just grab this. What will we call it? We'll call it a recorder.js. Then we'll paste it here. We'll do an import React from React right. So we imported React, and then we'll create a function called recorder, which takes in some props, and then in return so this could come up here, and we'll say return basically this whole thing. Just one should be sufficient, right? What is the issue now? So it's saying declaration of statement expected. Okay, yeah, there shouldn't be a semicolon here. So this is fine, and we will export it. So this is our recorder. It has it takes in a recording, right? I think it should be is recording, so that it makes more sense. It's easier to understand. So let me app, should we split it? We should split. So I want to do app, not this app, or actually we just want index and we want to split it. How do we split it? Okay, never mind. So we got rid of this bit. Let me comment that out. Now actually yeah, let's bring that recorder here. So we want import from right? So from here we want to import the recorder, right? So if we place the recorder here, okay, pressing the wrong keys, and in the recorder, what do we have? In the recorder we basically need a few things. We need the recording, right? So it needs recording. Right now we can rename these later on. So it needs a recording, it needs record, it needs resume, it needs pause, and it needs stop. So considering all of this, we'll have to check, like, are we using any of these outside this this component? If we don't, it probably makes sense to like bring those functions in here, right? Because if there is no use outside, then we could probably bring them here, but let's see. So if I search for stop, right, yeah, I don't see anybody using stop. Let's see play, rather pause, yeah, and then stop. I think it's all within here. So I think we primarily, like, if we look at the running code that's on the right, for all of these to work, right, like if we want to bring in all of this, basically, yeah, this much of the code, we probably need to check like what are the references that we need. So we need set recording, we need the stream in itself would be defined within the record, so that should be fine. Media recorder is also defined here, so that's also nice. Yeah, I think we can sort of take all of this and then move it in that recorder component. So let's do that. Let me open recorder and put this whole thing here. So actually let's put it here instead within the component. That's spacing. So this, if we review it now, we don't need any of these parameters, right? So this is fine. So we need set recording, right? So this is fine, we'll get it from the index.js, and then stream is defined here, media recorder is defined here, so all of that is being used here. I'm just worried, like, do we need to expose it somewhere else as well, right? So is it being used by someone else besides these? It doesn't look like that. And what about stream? Yeah, not really. So we are good on that front. So we have stream, we have media recorder, we have events on media recorder, which is fine. We are also setting a recorder here, which probably isn't the best name, and we are using recorder here, right? So yeah, we'll rename that, but that's fine. So basically all this function needs is a couple of props. One is recording, another is set recording. So we can say recording and set recording. Everything else has been defined within this component. We do need to take the recorder and create some state around that, right? So we'll paste that here. We also need use state, so we'll say use state. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. With this, we have abstracted out this component. I still want to review it one more time to see if we are missing anything, but as such it doesn't look like that. Yeah, it looks fine to me. So we can probably, yeah, we can probably just move on and later come back and rename the variables, or at least like come back as soon as we have something working without errors. So we have the recording and set recording here, so we'll pass it as props here. So I'll say like set recording is set recording, and then recording is recording, right? So this is fine. Then we have audio and audio URL. So um, this would basically be our player, and this is primarily just this bit here, right? The other part is uploading. So the uploading logic is that like if you have the URL, audio URL, and if the state is uploading, then just show uploading, otherwise show an input field and a button next to it, right? So that is how it is. So I think like we should abstract these two logics out as well. So there would be a player.js, right? And this would be import from React. I think it will just be React, and so we'll export a component called player. Yeah, so here we would pull in, let me not open that directly. So we want the index, we want this bit right here, and it will obviously take in audio as props. So going back to our player, so let me paste it here. So this takes in audio as props, and all we are saying is return if audio and audio dot URL, then, or let's do like a if condition. I think it makes more sense. So we'll say like if audio and audio dot URL, we can say like return this bit, right? I think this should be fine. It will obviously throw an error saying that, or it doesn't, but yeah, it makes sense to just do otherwise just return null, right? So this is good enough for now. So going back to our index, so we can have a let me first of all import the player. So this would be player, same here, right? And then if I go to 24, I can say player, this would take in audio. Yeah, the formatting is off, but it will be fixed once we have our errors fixed. So we want some state for audio, so let's bring that in as well. So this is our state for audio. Where are we using set audio? Oh, okay, so this is being used within record, so that means we want to pass it to the recorder as well. So set audio would be passed here, right? That is something we didn't notice earlier. It says there's an unexpected token right here, okay, double curlies. Okay, now going back here, unexpected token, audio, expected a comma. How come? Let's put our player here. So we don't need this thing. Let's comment it out. So now we have uploading. So uploading is again dependent on the audio. Now I'm thinking probably if I go to my player, right, we could probably just get rid of this condition altogether, and go to our index, take this logic audio and audio.url, and then do a fragment here. We don't actually need to do these, I think should be fine without it as well, and do a player here, something like this is what I'm thinking. So that way upload can also come in here within these, and that means I'm not too sure about it. Yeah, this seems to pollute the things that I'm building. So how about we revert it back? So we'll say if audio and audio URL, then return this, otherwise return null. Okay, for now this is fine. So coming back, okay, yeah, not what we wanted, but okay. Can we split on left? No. So what we want is index. No. Yeah. Fail to load ESLint. Okay, that is fine. Now the audio URL. So we want basically like to do the upload check. So I think like we can just take all of this, right, and create a new component called upload.js, and this would be importing React from React, and then const export const upload. So we'll return this, and we can probably remove these. So now we need is uploading obviously as a prop. So is uploading is required, and besides that, what else do we need? We need a upload access to the upload method. So upload, and we also need a recording name. So considering all of that, I'm thinking like, do we I don't think we need a recording name as such. So outside of this, let's see. So the recording name is just a temporary value that we use to check if the input field has been populated. Oh, okay, we are using it when sending value to upload as well, but yeah, that can be passed to upload. So let me bring that here, that state, and do a use state here, use state, right. Okay, so we have a recording here, and so this is a recording name actually. We also need we can get rid of this at least. We have a recording name. We also need is uploading. So is uploading, where is uploading being used? Is it being used by something else? Yes, it is. It is being used by the effects. So yeah, it's being used, so let it be here for now. Then we need so we're doing a set recording name here, and so we also need a upload function, which is I think like one of the bigger things. So let's see like if this can be pulled up here. If we can do that, then we don't need a recording name outside of this component as such. Okay, so it takes in set audio, but besides that it should be fine, I think. So let me bring that here. Where is it? Yeah, here's this one. So let me grab this and put it right here. So what this does is it sets is uploading to uploading. We already no, we don't have set is uploading, so we need that as well. Yank it here, put it here, and then we do a fetch. We post the recording. Recording name is already here, so that is fine. We update the is uploading. We also need set audio is what we need. Set audio to make it null basically. I want to check if we can do it outside of this, but yeah, that's fine. So when do we call it? We call upload. Oh, I think it's just on button click, I think. Yeah, it's just on button click. So that should be fine. Is uploading in fact is also being used just here. The only other place is here, which is an effect which makes it mandatory to be defined outside of the component, but that's fine, that's just state, so I don't mind that. So with this we have our uploading out as well, or was it upload right, and we can render it here, upload. I'll just figure out what the parameters are, but before that I'll comment all of this. So upload, the parameter it requires is, let me just grab them from here. So let me put them here and then organize them. Right, so it requires is uploading, so this would be is uploading. Obviously like, this is not the best setup right now, but as we refactor it, I think like I'm just trying to get it to work right now, but eventually we'll figure out a better interface for all these components. So we are still working towards that. So I don't think we need the upload method, right, because we already have it within the component. So I think we can get rid of that. So let me can I go to this component? No. What definition? Yeah. So I can get rid of this upload. Upload is already defined here, so it should be fine. Okay, didn't mean to do that, but okay. So let's do index. Yeah, but we get rid of these comments as well. get rid of this HR. Now formatting is working nice. I don't know, do we have bytes defined that it is working? It is not defined, but it is, I think, still working. Yeah, it is working. Okay, so bytes is basically, I think, like coming in from use effects, right? Or no, it doesn't. Where does it come from? Also, now that we are using Next.js, I think we can probably replace use effect with just get server props, right? I think that's a better option. But we'll still be doing a timeout and all, just that we don't need effects. So what else is pending here? So we are doing a bytes listing, right? So we can just move this out as well. So this would be up till here. No, up till here, I guess. Actually, I'm not sure. The indentation seems off. Yeah, it is off, but it's up till here. So these are all our bytes. So let's say bytes.js. No. So let me open that window first. And in here, so let's open. Come on. Not raise the host. So we want bytes. So let's. No, I think I've lost the copy. Do I have it here? Yeah, in register too, so I can do. Yeah. So I want to export const bytes. Do change surrounding to this, and this would be a return. I don't think we even need this curly yet, and that's it. We don't even need this return here. This would take in bytes, and that's pretty much it, right? If there are bytes, we map over them. We get each byte and we render it like so, right? So I'm also thinking, like, why not use the player component here as well? So it takes in byte, and a byte should have a URL, right? So we could probably let me just go here. So let me import this is in this directory, so it will probably be something like within current directory pull in player, and this would be player, and use the player here, right? So this would become player takes in a we don't even need a check around this because player has that check, so that is nice. We don't need to pass it this thing, we just need to pass it audio, and audio would be byte here in this case, right? So it will pull out the .url property from it. So I think that should be fine. We didn't anticipate this use case, but yeah, it's nice that we were able to do that. So we'll go to the index file now. Again, import bytes bytes okay, and we'll print it out here. Bytes, what was the this just takes in bytes, right? So it just needs bytes which we need to define, right? So we'll pull bytes from here, right, and this would be bytes is bytes, so that should be fine. The next thing we are left with is we have the effect pending, and we have all of this has been addressed, upload has been addressed. Yeah, so we just need to address the effect. Yeah, so I'm just thinking. Yeah, okay, so yeah, let's take a look at the Next.js documentation. So this will be next.js. Let's make this. So we want to go to docs, and let's make this full screen. So we want to go to data fetching. Where is data fetching? These are all examples. What we want is get server side props. Yeah, so we define this get server side props as a function. Can we do this? I'm just wondering, like, can we do this as a? Okay, let's do it as a server side prop for now. So it should be fine. So this would come up, I think somewhere here. Is that how we do it? What example is this? So this is get static props. Yeah, I think we just do it like this. This will be passed to the page component. Okay, nice. So this is our index, right? So it will come in here, data, or will, yeah, let's worry about the name later on. So let's pull the fetching logic here. So because this is an async function, we can probably just do an await, and we can do, you don't need to even do like set and all. Probably just do, just call it data, and I think that should be it. Right, so we converted it into JSON, and that is it. And we pass data here, right? I'm not naming it bytes because once I get data, this is what I'll set here, right? So this would be the default value, and I'll use bytes so that when now I use effects, because I want to use effects every 60 minutes, right? Like that is what we had configured, set timeout, or set interval rather. Where did we set that interval? That should be on the front end, I think, because, oh no, we don't need it on front end, because every time we upload, oh yeah, nice, every time we upload, no, I think we still need it on the front end to fetch the newer data. So yeah, I think this would, again, it will depend on isle uploading as well. So let me pull this in. So this is our effect. The way it's defined is that we have this method that does a request. We can probably reload the page, and then that will fetch the latest data as well. It can be as simple as that. We don't need this logic here. But yeah, refresh is jarring, right? So yeah, let's keep it like this. We'll try it out once we have the functions working. So right now we don't have any functions as such. So but yeah, this should be fine. Once is uploading is either success or default. I think like in this case it should just be success now, because by default we are anyways getting data through server side props. So just on success, like whenever there is success we want to fetch data again so that we can fetch the newer records. Yeah, I think that is it. Now if we go to our application, what is the error that it's throwing? It's saying that within recorder, recording has already been declared, right? So recording has been declared, right? So okay, yeah, so we don't. Okay, do we need recording somewhere here? Nobody else is using it, right? So recording, yeah, I don't think anybody is using it. So probably we don't need the props. So I can go to the let me just go here and get rid of these props altogether. Yeah, okay, now it's saying only absolute URLs are supported, so I think like that problem went away. So let me go here and go to, let's get rid of these two parameters altogether. Yep, nice. Now we need to figure out what needs to be done for the functions. I'm just checking like what time is it. Yeah, I can do 30 more minutes before we wrap up. So let's try to get some of the functions supported. So the way Next.js functions work is like we have this API directly within pages and we have our functions here. So if I open one of them up, it's a very simple okay, I didn't want it to open here itself, but okay, so let's open hello, right? So this is our hello method. It is basically a simple request response function, and we respond with a response basically, right? So there's JSON encoding already there built in. So let's open because we start with just a second. So we are starting with fetch, right? So let's do a fetch first. So that would be in functions fetch. So let's rename this. This would become fetch.js. Yeah. So this is our. So not really opening the right file. Okay. So this is our fetch.js. What we need is Airtable, of course, and the Airtable key. I think we can just make it asynchronous by adding async in front of it, and that should be it. Yeah, I think we don't need to do much. I can just copy the whole thing because as such it looks fine to me. Like there isn't anything different that we need to do for next besides the response. So the response is in case of try, it would be response.status code would be 200, and then response.json would be, it would be, I'm not sure what we were doing earlier. So let me grab this, do a undo. Yeah, so we were doing response json.body r, right? So we can probably just send back r as a response, and that should be it. I think this function returns so we don't need to do much. And in case of error, we log it to the console. And let me grab this here. We replace it here, right? I think we have an additional parent we can get rid of, so this would be an 500, and we can put a E here, right? So I will say replace it with E, and that is pretty much it, I guess. It says that you haven't used request, so I'll just put an underscore in front of it, and that should be all for fetching, right? So let's see. Yeah, we obviously need to update the URL for it, so this I think would be /fetch. I might be wrong, but let's see. So it's reloading. Okay, it says absolute URLs, but this URL is up here, so we'll fix this one as well. Now what is the issue? It says that yes, it's complaining about the same thing. So yeah, it says that only absolute URLs are supported. Okay, so let's see. We want to we say like next.js API server side props, right? So we are basically accessing their API within server side props. Or let me just see like how do we access. Okay, yeah. I think we should probably see. I think yeah, we'll probably have to do a local host or whatever the site, wherever the site is running. We'll have to, let's see, rather than, so we'll do local host, and this is 3000, because I recall doing something similar along these lines. So maybe this might work now. It says that invalid JSON body. Okay, so let's see what exactly are we getting here. This is our next server, right? So are we still getting invalid JSON? Okay, yeah, I think it could probably be due to the fact that we don't have environment variables here. Although, do we have that error? We don't. Yeah, if I refresh, it says unexpected token here, blah blah blah. So but then what if I just access fetch here? Yeah. So I want to check the API routes, right? So I want to see like how it works, or how do I access it rather. To fetch, yeah, that is not really helpful. Okay, I think it's pages slash, is it? No, it is API slash. Okay, so it might be something like API slash fetch. Yeah, okay, nice. Now we get a proper error, right? So this here, this becomes API slash fetch, and this, because doesn't take relative URLs, this has to be something like this, right? So if I do this, go back to 3000, go back to our yeah, you see that we get this Airtable issue, so that is fine. What I'll do is I'll install Airtable. Okay, so we have Airtable. I'll also copy the .env file here, right, and I'll source it. Now let's try starting the server again. This would be npm run dev instead. So the site seems up. Let's see what errors. Okay, we are able to fetch the data here. Now we are getting some issues with is uploading being undefined, so that is something we can obviously fix. And this is coming up when we trigger the, or when it's trying to figure out whether to call the effect or not, right? So is uploading, I think we kept it in upload, or have we not even defined it? Okay, it seems like we haven't defined it at all. So because it is being passed in as a prop, so we could probably just do, or let me just pull it from here. So this would be is uploading, right, and close this, right. Trying again. So yeah, nice. I think we don't do a let's see, if I go to the network, refresh the page, yeah, go to XHR. I don't want to see the details apart from web package. Hot reloading, I don't think we have any requests, so this means that all of this data is coming from the server side props. This is not working correctly. This is something we'll come back to, but we are fetching data, right? So I quickly want to just validate this again. Can I get rid of this? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't, but that's all right. For now this can be hard coded. Okay, so this is fine. Next thing is to, yeah, before we get to the other functions, let's fix this, why we are seeing this. So this is probably coming from upload, right? So if we go to upload, we have the input field here, right? So yeah, so it has to be wrapped in audio, right? So where we check like if we have an audio recording or not. So we'll get audio here, and we'll say like if yeah, this basically, we'll say audio and audio dot URL only, then print yeah, this thing out. What is the error? Yeah, this requires a fragment, right? So we'll move the fragment here, something like this. No, what is the issue now? It's not even okay. To me it seems fine. How about we do a ternary instead, and then here we would have null. Does that help? No, it doesn't. So so if it's uploading, even for uploading there should be this wrapper around it, right? I think so. Let's see like how it was earlier. So for upload, yeah, both of these were wrapped in audio, so that is fine. We can probably undo all of these changes to the point where it's working. It would become, and okay. So it would probably do like if audio and audio.url, then return this bit, otherwise return null. Yeah, I think this should be fine. And if I click on record, I'll allow it. Okay, now immediately I get like set recorder is undefined in the which component was that? It was recorder. Okay, so set recorder is not present at all, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, I think like we forgot to figure out like what is the parameters that a recorder needs. So we have just put in set audio, but that said, do we need I think we can just have a recorder. Is somebody else using a recorder? Index and recorder. Yeah, I think there's no reference of recorder as such, because but that's also like what is the use case of recorder besides passing a reference to media recorder and stream? I don't think there is any, so we can just define it here itself. Right, so we can copy get the recorder here and do this. I think this should address that issue. Hello 1 2 3. Now like I'm just checking pause. 5 6 7. Yeah, now we get like chunks is not defined. Okay, we'll probably keep this file open till we figure out all the issues. So we define chunks here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now we get set audio is not defined. Set audio, I think, yeah, we just need to set audio. I think this should do it. Stop. Okay. Hello 1 2 3. Hello. Now this shouldn't be recorded. 5 6 7. Hello 1 2 3. Hello 5 6 7. Okay, so the recording is working. Now we have a different issue altogether, that we are not seeing the upload button, right? I think that is because something is wrong in the audio, like the upload button not consuming audio properly, I guess. But let's see. So this component is fine. Let's go to upload. So it's taking in audio and it expects audio to be there. So yeah, so let me make this, or let me keep it like the way it is and just make it full screen. So we have our root. Oh yeah, this is our Next.js application. Okay, so we want to go to home, and these are, yeah, so this is our audio, right? Audio is populated, so that is fine. Now the issue that we are seeing is if audio is populated, does it have a URL property? Yeah, it does have a URL property, right? So is it taking the right parameters is what matters. Like that would be within here. Yeah, we are not taking in audio, so we have to pass it audio. Audio is audio. Yeah, and immediately we see this showing up, right? So if I refresh, so that goes away. Hello, hi, stop, and I see this, and as soon as I type something, I see the upload button as well. So that is all working. what I want to do is like, this is a new feature, but then like while we are at it, while we are anyways refactoring, I think we can address this, is that whenever I click record again, I just want to get rid of the audio state altogether, right? So what we can do is I can go to recorder. Do we have set audio? Yeah, we do have set audio here, right? So whenever I click on record, what I want to do is I want to set audio to be an empty object again. So right now you see this, if I click on this, yeah, it removes the state. So that is what we wanted. Again, yep, okay, so that is addressed. So how are we on time? Yeah, not a lot of time left, but yeah, let's try to see if we can do the, because like with these API functions, I don't see it, think it's a lot of work. So this was fetch. What we want next is, let me just make a duplicate of it. I'll say like make a copy, and we'll call it upload. Not sure why it took so long to think about it, but yeah. So this would be upload, and what we need from here is these parameters or these imports. So we need Airtable, we already have. We need Slug, we need AWS SDK. So let me just do this. Where are we at? Okay, so you want to go into bytes. Yeah, nice. What we want is, these are all dev dependencies, but I'll install them as, alright, why do I want to do that? So Airtable is a dependency actually. Slug is like, these are actually all dependencies, not dev dependencies. So we need Slug because Airtable is something we already have. We need AWS SDK. Yeah, that is it. So while that installs it, what else do we need to copy over? Okay, why is this window so small? Anyhow, we can get rid of this altogether. Yeah, so we create a new instance of S3 here. So let's bring that up here, add a space above it. Then what we do is, okay, yeah, this is something we have to figure out, like how do we get the body values, because this would come in as a part of request, but I'm guessing like it would be just request.body. So here we create a new instance of Airtable. Alright, so I'll just move it outside the function, and then yeah, this we have this, we can get rid of all of this and replace it with this thing. So we can do a json.parse response.body, I guess. We'll figure it out. Then we slice out the audio, convert it into a buffer, then store it on S3. I think like that is all fine. Obviously we want to change this bit and this bit, but besides that, I think like, how come the file is so smaller? I don't know. Did we copy up everything? It seems like that. That's a bit weird. I know like there are few comments, but then how much would that add? Okay, I think like with those the return keys, I think that is what is missing. So response.status code would be in this case 200, and response dot what was it, JSON, it would be location, even though we don't need it, but it's good to have it there. And then response dot status code would be 500, and response.json would be the error itself, right? I am not sure if this is valid, just putting an error there, because let's put it in a object. So this is something I need to fix on the other thing as well, on the previous function, API function that we wrote, the fetch function. So let me fix that actually already. So this, because this is just an object, I'm not sure how it will convert to JSON, how well it would do that, but okay. Upload. So I think this is all done. Let me also log, or let's not log it right now, let's just see if it works. Going to the component here. Let me get rid of the console message. Are we logging it here somewhere? No. So where are we doing a console log? In fetch, in index we are doing it. So let's get rid of this. Okay, let's restart this server. Refresh the page. Let's see if it works. Okay. Hello 123 Next.js, or rather let me just say Next.js and record that. Next.js. Next.js, and I click upload. So nothing, right? Didn't throw any errors, or did it throw errors? Yeah, okay. So the upload function is not configured correctly, so that would be within here. No, upload function, or component rather. So this would change to API/upload, right? So this would be the correct URL. So refresh. Next.js. Click upload. Uploading. We get an error from the server, right? A 500 error. Let's see here. Nothing logged here, which is weird. Let's check the network. So the error is also empty. That's sad. Let me refresh the page and see if we had anything showing up here. No, we didn't. Considering the error is also empty, it's a bit difficult to debug it. I want to log, like, if I'm getting the request.body is something that I want to start with, because if that is not there, then obviously this wouldn't work. There's no auto completion for this as well, or like there are no type definitions for it, so it's difficult to check just from the code itself. Going back here, I'm restarting the server again. Refresh. I think we can get rid of this window altogether for now. We haven't touched it since we started. Next.js. Uploading. Yeah. So this is the body that we are getting. So we are getting the correct data. I don't think we even need to parse it. Maybe that is the issue. Okay, so yeah. So if I don't parse it at all, if I do this and then try start the server again, Next.js. So if I do Next.js, upload, yeah, I think that was it. We didn't even need to parse it because it was already doing that for us. Next.js, and if I refresh the page just to check like if it's showing up correctly, yeah. So with that, we have also ported our upload function. So the only thing that is left is, I think I remember like there was one more. Let's see, what was that? I can't do that. Okay. We have listener, right? So listener is something I want to do in a next stream because I want to sort of give it a little bit more thought on how I want to sort of refactor it and what other features do I want to add to this. And also in the next refactoring we'll be converting all of this to TypeScript, so that is something I'm also looking forward to. So let me just quickly update our readme, right? So okay, yeah, let me bring in the readme as well. So let's get rid of that. This would be Soundbytes readme. Yep. So we did move to I'll say like partially, and then in the next one convert JS to TS, right? And that is what we want to do. We also, yeah, we did some minor changes, but I don't want to list them here, so it's fine. Let's put a X here. What we also want to do is update listener function, right? So this is what we'll do. So first we'll update the listener function and then we'll migrate to TS, right? So yeah, that should be all for today. Thank you folks, have a great day.